let's get into Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. Izzy was on this before me, and I was hoping to hear his thoughts on it. I know he said that every episode is very good, but I wish he could have gotten the spoilers, and I wish I was there with him because of it. But I can see why he was saying these last episodes or all these episodes have been really good. They've been building really well, and I'm just very impressed. If you guys don't know what Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord is, this is another installment in the Star Wars saga, another story, and this is specifically in the Star Wars The Clone Wars timeline. Like, this is post Clone Wars. If you guys haven't seen it, I still think it's the greatest, well, not the greatest Star Wars content. I'll say the best Star Wars content we've gotten after the first three movies, the prequels, and then boom. Like, Star Wars The Clone Wars is my favorite. Like, I love Star Wars The Clone Wars. I've seen it probably a million times, like, over and over and over again. And I'm very glad that they brought it back to give us that legendary last season. Unbelievably good, but this is post that, and this is with Darth Maul. If you guys don't know, Darth Maul is one of the best characters in Star Wars The Clone Wars, including Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's so many characters. Captain Rex, I'm so sorry, I just really love Clone Wars, but there's so many characters that are so good in this, but Darth Maul is definitely one of them. And his voice actor for this show, even just in the shows past these in general, Sam Witwer, bro, you are unbelievably talented and good at voice acting, and specifically voice acting for Darth Maul. So many times, even at the start of the first episode that I watched, even if he's just walking or showing, like, walking up in the most coolest way possible with so much stinking aura, once he says one word, oh man, that voice, bro, it's so chilling, so, like, creepy, but so, like, depressing. It's nuts. Like, I'm so impressed with it. I'm so impressed. I believe I'm caught up. I'm caught up because I watched 8 or 7 episodes, and it's going so good so far. Like, every single scene, and I'm honestly also impressed with the fights. It looks so much better than the early episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars. And I know that's not a crazy thing to say now because it should. Like, if the project is of today, it should look a little better. But I don't feel like that was the emphasis of Star Wars The Clone Wars at the beginning. Like, it was just all about these different stories going along with the Clone Wars. And I was always impressed with that. But I think this is just a carryover of one of the best looking fights to me in Star Wars The Clone Wars was the Ahsoka Tano versus Darth Maul fight when they are on Mandalore, when Darth Maul takes over it. And it was the last episode before you get into Order 66, which was nuts. Like, I love that those 3 episodes. Like, it still blows my mind, but going from that and having that be the animation level the whole way through on just these last 8 or 7 episodes of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, it looks so good. There's 2 Jedi in this series that Darth Maul, and spoiler alert, later jumps into the Inquisitors, and those fights are really good, but the lightsabers look so cool. Like, the way the laser looks on the lightsabers looks insane, looks beautiful. And there's one really good shot when it's finally just these 2 Jedi. For a second, I just really didn't think they had lightsabers for some reason. I was like, where are their lightsabers? And I know they have to hide them, obviously, because this is post Order 66, and Jedis are, like, stinging treasonous traitors, according to everybody, and they can't really show themselves, so I get it. But it just really shocked me when, Maul comes out of nowhere, and you're thinking he's just going to chase him down. Like, I'm thinking he's just going to chase him down, it's going to be whatever. But then they get their lightsabers out, and there's this really good shot of, like, the Jedi on this side, Darth Maul on that side. Red right here, blue right here, cut in half, black in the middle, and it looks so good. And next thing you know, fight starts, and it's just such good choreography. Like, The guy from Allstate is apparently the Jedi Masters, the voice of the Jedi Master, and I'm actually shook. He's the voice of Master Iko Diodaki. I'm just gonna say that, and he's a very interesting character. I really like him. Like, I love him as a Jedi Master. But then also, woman named Gideon Adlon, she plays Devin Izara, and she's a really cool character. Like, with her, I'm really interested in her because her whole thing is she is a Padawan of the Jedi Master, and she is very. She's still new to this whole thing, but she's pretty impatient. She's very like, we can't be so naive on certain things. We have to go with the flow of today. We have to evolve. And the Jedi Master's like, no, you don't have to. Like, he's trying to show her there's a different way. But then that gets in conflict because she bumps into Darth Maul, and he's like trying to like sway her over to his side, even though he doesn't really have a side, but it's not the Jedi way fully. I guess, I don't know. But it's just, I love how it's messing with her because she obviously does not like Darth Maul. She's very like, he's evil, but she can see his point of view. I know she can see it because there's so many times she has that look where she's thinking about it. And then she meets up back with her master, and it's always, okay, yes, master, I got you. Like, whatever you say, I will do. But then Maul comes into the picture, and it's, but we should do it this way. We should change up how we fight. We should change up how we think, the usual way we do things. And it's so good. I love that because it's just a struggle on like new things and changes in the world. And it's not the simple like, oh, let's like, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'll have you speak with Jedi Master Yoda. I'll have you speak with Jedi Master Mace Windu. Nah, you can't do that because the Jedi are gone. You can't, so it's fully up to you. It's fully up to you to make sure she's okay, she's out of danger, she's away from the Empire, so that she doesn't die. But it just makes it that much harder to keep her on the side of the Jedi, on the flow of the Jedi, because there are no Jedi. It's just you two. So then when Maul comes in the picture, it's that's the only other like force-wielding person she can talk to, unless she talks to an Inquisitor for some reason, but that's the only other person who, like, she can somewhat trust. I don't know. It's complicated in the show right now because, spoiler alert, you don't know. Stuff hits the fan. Stuff hits the fan pretty fast, and it's crazy. Because the reason why the story is so good so far to me is because Maul is the head of a syndicate, I believe, the Shadow Gang or whatever. I forgot the name, but he is feared, and he's trying to keep his appearance on the low. He's not trying to have too many people know that he's back. Obviously, the people that maybe owe him money, maybe had his loyalty, or he owed him a favor. Those are people that he doesn't mind, like, knowing where he is. But the show gets really good when the Empire gets into it. Like, it was already going good, it was already getting pretty crazy, but when the Empire comes, oh man, that's when you instantly have to be like, oh, you gotta shut up, because there's this really cool guy. He's part of the police force on this city, and over again I was hearing his voice, and I was like, this sounds like somebody. I don't know who this is, but this sounds like I've heard this voice before. I've heard it, and I kept saying in my mind, I'm like, Civil War. Civil War. Civil War. That's Wagner Moore. That's Wagner Moore in Star Wars. I was so shook. I was like, what is he doing in this project? I didn't know you were in this. I was so hype. I was like, I can't believe it. He's playing Brander Lawson. Brander Lawson. He's such a cool character as well. There's a lot of cool characters in the show if you don't know. But it's just so cool that he's doing a Star Wars project, because I really like Wagner Moore. I think he's a talented actor. I didn't get to see The Secret Agent yet, but I hope to. That was the only other movie I didn't get to see that was nominated for Best Picture. But either way, he does a fantastic job in this. His character is super cool. But his character is the one who really has you thinking, oh boy. Because over and over and over again. He's the one who knows Maul is on the this in the city. There may be more that's going on that's really worse, and they know that when you see something like that, force wielding person holding a lightsaber, you gotta report it. And he knows to himself, and I like it. He just keeps saying, "Don't report it yet, because we don't want the mess of the Empire being here. Like you don't want them here." And there are two characters that got on my nerves a couple of times because they're like, "No, like, well, one, it's protocol. Two, like, the Empire's not bad." He keeps saying, "You don't know the Empire." Then I love when he says that because that just shows you, like, also I love him as a character, but that just shows you he doesn't mess with the Empire. Like he doesn't. And right when one character signals to the Empire, "Yo, we got some issues down here. We got a force wielding person. Come on, we need the backup." That's when you see his face and you're like, "Oh no!" Like literally, right when everybody's beepers go off, you're like, "Oh shoot, they're here. The space Nazis. Crap." And man, I just knew for some reason I felt like Darth Vader was gonna come out of nowhere, but it was the Inquisitors, and I thought that was still even cooler because I love the Inquisitors. But I would have went nuts if Darth Vader came down and we got to see like a sticking fight between Darth Maul and Darth Vader. Like that would have been cool. But I don't care. I don't, because you don't need Darth Vader for everything, and if he does show up, I'm gonna freak out because that last scene in Star Wars: The Clone Wars where you do see Darth Vader, hurt my soul. Obviously, I knew it was coming, but it hurt my soul because I love Anakin Skywalker. But anyways, getting back into Star Wars Maul. The show is very good. I always root for Clone Wars stuff. Even Star Wars Rebels. I wasn't the biggest fan when it first came out as a kid. I only watched the first 6 to 8 episodes of it and stopped. But then when I watched the rest of it, got to the last season, finished it, even before Ahsoka, I was like, this actually is pretty good. It just took me a while to warm up to it. Once again, I'm more of a Star Wars and Clone Wars fan. That's number one to me. But Rebels and Star Wars Maul so far, such good project. Star Wars and Clone Wars is always going to be a 10 out of 10 to me. But Star Wars Maul and Star Wars Rebels, I believe those are going to be 9 out of 10s for me. Like, they're very high up. I'd rather watch those projects than a lot of other projects. Got a debate on The Mandalorian because I really love The Mandalorian. But Star Wars Maul is really good. It's very good. And I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you should watch this because there's a section in these last couple episodes where Maul is just dealing with him. He got hurt, and so now he's memorizing or going through a lot of his past memories of him being a Padawan or an apprentice, whatever they call it, and just all of the abuse he suffered when he was going through what he was going through. But he's such an interesting character. He's so... Because sometimes you don't... I think after he saved Ahsoka, I kind of am rooting for him. Before, when I first saw him in The Phantom Menace, I was like, kill him. Kill him. He's got 2 double-edged swords that are red. Kill him. But I really feel for this guy. I really do. And he is growing to be one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars series overall. Like... He was introduced with one of the coolest fight scenes of all time in Star Wars. Even though you hated him for a sec for something he does, if you haven't seen The Phantom Menace, I highly recommend you see it because what have you been doing with your life? But going from that to having a crazy good arc in Clone Wars to having a decent arc in Star Wars Rebels to having a great arc at the end of Clone Wars and then getting a really good, your own stinking spin-off show in Star Wars Maul is so awesome and commendable. It's just nuts. But I really love this voice cast. I really love the animation for this version of the Clone Wars saga, even though this isn't the Clone Wars. This is, I'm just saying, the artwork style, the story, Clone Wars, whatever. But I just really appreciate that they're continuing these like projects this way. I don't know if it'll get a season 2. It has good ratings so far. Depending on how it ends, I would hope for it to get a season 2 or just something. But I just want them to keep doing these projects the way they are. I want them to keep making these like Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Maul, Star Wars Ahsoka. Even though Ahsoka already had her own thing live action. I liked it. I'm still a little bit questionable on that, but just keep giving me projects that are like in this animation style because I love it. I really do. But I think you guys should catch up. They're 30-minute episodes, really easy to watch, really nice to watch too. I highly recommend this to Star Wars fans. Highly recommend it to Darth Vader fans in general, or just even the Sith or red lightsaber fans. I'm joking around, but I highly recommend you guys watch this because he's such a good character in this show. I think this is the best version of Darth Maul we're getting. I think the side characters are really good too, and I think just them encapsulating how much of a danger the Empire is and how much of a nuisance they are is awesome. Because once again, they have their own conflict. Darth Maul's in the city. They're trying to keep it on the low. Like, they're fighting each other. Next thing you know, the Empire comes down and they all have to team up and lock in. Because they know these guys are the true bad guys. And that is such a good thing to show us. Such a good thing. Such a good differentiation point right there. But I love the show so far. I mean, like love, I'm in the middle. Or not in the middle. Yeah, I'm in the middle. My bad. But I'm adding a high 8 out of 10 for this show. A high 8 out of 10. But I love it, and I can't wait to finish this season. I'm probably going to have a higher rating once I do finish it. Izzy, if you're watching this, you were right. This show kicks butt. And I can't wait to finish it. But you guys definitely should check it out.